I purchased these 2 cones of Serger thread from Hobby Lobby, and also this came in the mail. So the first thing I noticed, it didn't come with any thread, except for this little bit that's right here. I kind of had planned on not reading a lot of the directions, but it looks like I might have to. But I think when I'm going to thread, I'm gonna put my thread cones up here and just tie it to these threads and pull it through. This is the Brother 1034DX, and it looks like I'm going to have to look at the instructions because I don't know if it's supposed to go when I'm threading it. They'll go through here, or does it do both? So I'm going to have to read the directions. And I'm guessing since this machine was refurbished, that's why it didn't come with the thread, the spool of thread. All right, I have it all threaded. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Let's see, what was the 1/4 inch thing? Is the 1/4 inch this line right here? I'm gonna put on that line. And they're supposed to make a tail, a long tail. Focus. Oh, okay. And it didn't cut off a lot. Okay, the reason I bought this serger is because I don't like buying a lot of light fabrics to use as backgrounds because of the fraying. So I figured if I get a serger, and if I'm using a whole lot of light, like the quilt I made the last time, the Climate Star quilt, I can just use the serger to finish the edges so it won't fray. So I'm actually going to make 2 more of the Climbing Star quilt, and I'm going to piece it using the serger. Ooh, what happened right there? This was a little bit different from doing it on the regular sewing machine. Like, it was a little harder trying to line up my seams. And some of the seams are a little bit more bulkier. And I wish this part right here was just slightly longer. But I'm getting the hang of it. I think one point, like this part right here, that line is what I used for the 1/4 inch. At one point I wasn't really paying attention, and I kind of slid over more. But I guess it worked out okay. I'm going to do the same free motion design that I did on the last climbing star quilt. So I'm going to start off by making my 4 wavy lines. I actually made that one a little too wavy. So maybe this first one I just do one. Instead of doing a double wavy line, I just do one since I made it too wavy. Here's some of the issues that I'm having doing these types of designs. I have to do a lot of stops and starts when I shift the quilt, so it's taking me a little bit longer. So when I do the next quilt doing the same thing, I'm just going to do it on my regular machine. Using this thread right here, I had a lot of skip stitches. I kept playing with the tension. It didn't resolve. I changed my needle. Didn't resolve. Play with the tension again. I cleaned my tracks and my wheels, and it still skip stitches. This brand is, what's this? I believe this is Thread Art. Embroidery polyester thread. So I changed the thread to this I think it's called New Broth thread. Is it New Broth? Yes. And the skip stitches stopped, but it was fraying. So then I kind of looped it different. Usually I'll take the thread and come this way and go down. But this time I went up and went that way and looped it down. So it stopped fraying. I'm doing this instead of using the zigzag stitch on my single sewing machine. I'm not able to use this binding tool, binder maker, because for this is the biggest one, and the strips that you have to cut for this one is 2 inches, and I already cut my strips for my binding, and my strips are 2.5 inches, so I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm about to start making my quilt sandwich for the second Climber Star quilt. And I tend to always use the extra loft batting. I think it's Fairfield. But I'm noticing that it's thin. The last couple of bags I bought is thin. It used to be like really, really thick. And the extra loft costs more than the low loft. So I think I'm gonna just start buying the low loft because since this looks thin.